The Galaxy S26 Ultra might be on the verge of a big design shift, and it all starts with the S Pen. While the S Pen has become a defining feature of Samsung's Ultra series, especially after the Galaxy Note lineup was discontinued, its place inside the phone could soon be a thing of the past. And surprisingly, this change might not be a loss, it could be a huge win. Rumors are now pointing toward the possibility that the Galaxy S26 Ultra may not include a built-in S Pen silo. That doesn't mean Samsung is ditching the S Pen entirely. Far from it. Instead, the stylus would likely still be included in the box, much like how Samsung bundles it with its tablets. Rather than being stored inside the phone, the S Pen might magnetically attach to the side of the device, similar to how the Apple Pencil snaps onto the iPad or how the S Pen functions with Samsung's own Galaxy Tab series. The real question then becomes, what does Samsung plan to do with all the internal space freed up by removing the S Pen slot? There are strong hints that Samsung may put that precious space to much better use. One of the most obvious and impactful upgrades would be increasing the battery size. The S Pen silo takes up a significant amount of internal volume in a smartphone, space that could house a larger, more powerful battery. For years, Samsung has kept its flagship batteries stuck at 5,000 mAh, even as competitors, particularly in China, have started using denser silicon-carbon batteries that reach 6,000 mAh or more. Some of those phones are even slimmer than the Galaxy S25 Ultra. This has created the perception that Samsung is falling behind when it comes to battery innovation, particularly in its premium devices. Removing the built-in S Pen could give Samsung the room it needs to finally boost the battery life in a meaningful way. There's also talk about other major internal changes. Reports suggest Samsung may introduce a new main camera with a variable aperture on the S26 Ultra, a feature that could greatly improve photo quality in different lighting conditions. At the same time, there are rumors that the company is considering removing the 3x telephoto lens from the rear camera system. If both the 3x lens and the S Pen silo are gone, that could free up considerable room internally for more advanced hardware or again for a bigger battery. Some speculations even go as far as to suggest a possible jump to a massive 7,000 mAh silicon-carbon battery in the Galaxy S26 Ultra. While such a claim might be a bit of a stretch, even a moderate increase over the standard 5,000 mAh would be a big step forward. Any improvement in battery capacity is good news for users, especially those who rely on their phones throughout the day for gaming, photography, streaming, and productivity. Looking back at the Galaxy S25 Ultra, Samsung already started distancing itself from S Pen features that not everyone used. The removal of Bluetooth functionality from the S Pen was an early clue. Without Bluetooth, features like air actions, camera shutter control, and video playback control were no longer possible. But most users didn't even notice or miss those features, which says a lot about how often they were actually used. This trend shows that Samsung is rethinking what matters most in its flagship phones. While the S Pen has its loyal fans, the majority of users may not use it often enough to justify the design compromises that come with housing it inside the phone. Of course, there will be backlash. There are longtime Note users and power users who love having the S Pen always on hand. Change is never easy, and removing something that's been a signature feature for years will stir some strong opinions. But it's worth weighing that inconvenience against the possibility of a larger battery, a cleaner internal layout, and potentially better performance. Samsung could easily provide accessories to solve this issue. A case with an S Pen holder, like the ones already available for the Galaxy Z Fold, would allow users to still carry the stylus conveniently. It's a minor adjustment for users who truly need it, and wouldn't affect the experience for those who don't. Ultimately, moving away from the built-in S Pen silo isn't about removing features. It's about reallocating space for more meaningful improvements. Whether it's longer battery life, upgraded cameras, or sleeker design, Samsung is clearly exploring ways to push the Galaxy Ultra lineup forward. The loss of a stylus slot might seem like a downgrade at first glance, but in the bigger picture, it could be the step forward the Galaxy S series needs. The S Pen might be taking a backseat, but what users gain in return could make the Galaxy S26 Ultra one of the most exciting upgrades in years.